Welcome back to the 7 essential herbs, and today we're going to talk about the herb turmeric. Looks a lot like ginger, but it's different looking, and it's also in this orange powder, and when you cut it in half it has that bright orange inside instead of the what the normal ginger looks like inside. Turmeric. So what is the superpowers about turmeric? It is a strong anti-inflammatory, and it works on the same pathways as hydrocortisone or the drug Motrin. It's not going to work the same effectively, but it's going to work on the same pathway. So it's going to reduce inflammation, swelling, pain, things like that. Its second superpower is anti-cancer. How it works in that department is it reduces the spread of the cancer cells throughout the body. So if you're in metastasis or worried about getting to that, this is going to be your friend, especially in prostate cancer. It also helps arrest the cell cycle so it doesn't keep reproducing and making bigger and bigger tumors. And it also causes the cancer cells to go into apoptosis. Basically, it has its end of its life cycle and it blows up and it ends its life cycle. So that's how it's going to help with cancer. It's really synergistic with cruciferous vegetables. Broccoli is the #1 cruciferous vegetable. It has an phytochemical in it called an I3C. And not only is it going to work synergistically, meaning that it's going to make both the turmeric in the powder form or the raw form or whatever form you get it in work together with that, but it's going to make them both work better and use more cofactors. It's also strongly energetic with black pepper. You'll see on the supplements it's called pepperine, and that makes it almost 2,000% more usable in your body than just taking it by itself. It's also synergistic with ginger and with fat. And if you heat it, it works a whole lot better. You need to simmer it for about 10 minutes. There's a recipe, or you can buy it pre-made, called golden milk. It has all that in there, and that could be your daily tea or your best way to get it in for the most efficacy. It is also a very, very strong detox. It helps your body make a product called glutathione. You can't really take glutathione in a supplement. I mean, you can, but it's not going to be effective. Your body needs the tools to make glutathione, and this is one of those tools. Without glutathione, your liver just cannot do its detoxification pathways, and you're going to have a lot more energy when all of that works properly. The last thing that it can do is it helps correct the genetic expression in cystic fibrosis. So that's a somewhat of a genetic issue, and it's going to help connect the DNA that's not quite right. There's other ways to correct your DNA, but that's another video. It's also going to help with lowering your cholesterol and with Alzheimer's disease. And the #1 thing I found is you can take all the turmeric in the world you want, but if you don't reduce your carbohydrates, which is going to cause extreme inflammation in your body, down to 50 grams a day of carbohydrates, 20 better, but 50 at least, you could do this all day long, and it's not going to be able to overcome the harm that all those carbohydrates get in your body. So if you're taking this, it's like, oh, it's not working. It's the carbohydrates. You got to stop it. So there's something called curcumin, which is in turmeric. And in the clinical studies, they always use curcumin, and you need 500 milligrams twice a day. So in order to get that, you need 2,000 milligrams of turmeric, which is 2.5 teaspoons. So 2.5 teaspoons a day is the requirement for this in order to meet what you need. Contraindications: it's a blood thinner. If you've got blood clotting problems or you're on a blood thinner, you need to work with your doctor before you use this. It also interferes with stomach acid drugs. And if you have any problems with gallstones or your bile duct, don't take this. It's not going to work well for you. You can have it while you're pregnant, but you want it in minimal doses. It's a little too strong for pregnancy, so just keep that to a minimum. That's all I have to say about turmeric.